नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham
Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasatrisham Tattvamasyadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Yes. Nityanandam, we welcome all of you back after this amazing darshan, Venkateshwara Bhava Samadhi darshan by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam. Today, we are celebrating the powerful cognitions related to manifestation of wealth and abundance in our life, and that sets the whole context of today's darshan, which we just witnessed, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism graced us in the form of Bhagavan Sri Venkateshwara, who is the very manifestation of Bhagavan Sri Mahavishnu, who bestows on us the boons and blessings of prosperity, abundance, richness, wealth. In fact, wealth in all dimensions, not just currency as such, but in all aspects, in inner wealth, outer wealth, prosperity, and the like. So you can also head over to the social media and express your gratitude, share your experiences of the Bhava Samadhi Darshan with the people and enrich them, invite them also to attend Paramashivoham, to also attend the live darshans of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, so that they can also experience the fulfillment of their desires, their wishes, and get blessed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. So now we move on to our series of sessions. As we all know, immediately after the darshan, we enter into the power manifestation session, so that the experience of the darshan, the energy, the initiation, the powerful cognitions get bolted in our system. So we are manifesting today the powers of Ashtamaha Shaktis, the 8 divine powers revealed by Paramashiva in the Vedas and Agamas. And in this upcoming round, we will be manifesting the power of increasing the size of the object. Okay. So before we enter into the power manifestation round, let's all have a look at the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural evidence of this power. The Shastra Pramana comes from the Shiva Samhita, which is a part, an extension of Vedas, which is a part of Agamas. From the chapter 5, verse 76 of Shiva Samhita, the verse goes as, Maranam khadyate tena sakena pina khadyate tasya syat paramasiddhir animadi gunapradha vayusanacharate dehe rasavriddhir bhavedruvam akashapankajagala piyushamapi vardate. The translation of this verse goes as, death is eaten by him. He is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers such as Anima, Lahima, Mahima, etc. The Vayu, wind energy, moves equally throughout his body. The juices of his body also are increased. That is Rasavriddhi. And the nectar exuding from the ethereal lotus, Akasha Pankaja, also increases in him. So this is the Shastra Pramana, where Bhagavan Paramashiva himself sets the context of this power and illustrates the benefits which accrues to the individual who manifests these powers. So let's now get ready to manifest this power. Let's keep a small object in front of us ready. It can be a small ring or a coin, anything that you see in front of you, small object that you want to manifest the power on, you can keep it in front of you and sit cross-legged on the floor or on the chair. With your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Visualize Paramashiva has come down as Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashiva from Kailasa. Remember Paramashiva in your third eye. Sit with this powerful cognition and meditate on it. Think intensely, you are Nityananda Paramashiva. Anything else you think as your identity is delusion. You are Nityananda Paramashiva and only Nityananda Paramashiva. Sit absolutely unclutched, carrying the space of complete completion within. Invoking oneness by chanting the Mahavakya, letting the Mahavakya reverberate in your entire body. And sitting in deep feeling connection with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. Meanwhile, also, you can turn on the video recording so that you can record yourself while manifesting this power. It forms as a Sakshi Pramana, your own evidence that you have manifested this power, which you can share with others and inspire them also to experience and taste the signs of power manifestation. And once they start manifesting powers, they will have all the benefits. They will experience completion. They will experience a state of unclutching. They will also be able to manifest the reality that they want in life. So enrich them also to experience this power manifestation signs by sharing your videos. For that, turn on the video recording and let yourself be recorded on the video while you're manifesting the power. So let's take the initial measurement of the object before we start the power manifestation. You can use a ruler or a measuring tape, or if you don't have any measuring scale, you can even keep the object, since it is small, you can keep it on a piece of paper, and with a pen or a pencil, just draw the markings, which you can then compare later on. Let's quickly take the measurements, the first initial measurement of the object. So now let's begin the power manifestation. Start chanting the Mahavakya. We will be playing the Mahavakya for you. You can chant along with the audio and connect with Paramashiva, invoking the space of oneness. And from that space of oneness, making a strong conscious declaration for the size of the object to increase. And while you're chanting the Mahavakya, you can hold the space inside for the size of the object to increase. Okay, so let's all be ready. And let the power manifestation begin.
Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Om Nityananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham
Yes, you can now relax. If you had kept your eyes closed, you can open your eyes. And let's now take another measurement of the same object to verify the power manifestation. You can use the same method. If you used a ruler before, you can use the ruler again to take another measurement. If you marked on the piece of paper, you can again mark beside the same previous marking. You can again keep the object next to it and mark the size of the object again to compare side by side how you did in the power manifestation. Let's quickly take another measurement. Yes. So now, hopefully you've all taken the measurement again and seen the difference in the size of the object. So for all those who manifested the power, congratulations for the power manifestation. And even for those, a couple of people who may not have observed any significant change yet, there's no reason to get disheartened. You keep on manifesting the power, keep on breaking your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. As you grow more and more, become more and more grounded in your completion space, you will see the power manifestation becomes easier and easier for you. The initiation is already there. It's just a matter of we ferociously declaring our oneness and with that manifesting the power. Okay. So you can now head over to the social media platforms and share your power manifestation experience with other people, sharing the joy of being in the space of oneness and playing with these powers You can share this joy with other people also and invite them also to attend Paramashivoham Level 2. You can share the link with them for them to register for Paramashivoham Level 2 and experience the superconscious breakthrough in their own lives as well. So this brings us to the end of this power manifestation session. And we will now be heading over to the next section in today's series of sessions on wealth manifestation, how to manifest wealth and abundance in our life, how to open up the dimension of wealth in our lives, and how to put the energy of completion and fulfillment in that aspect so that we experience fulfillment in the wealth dimension and fulfill our desires, our wishes, and all that we want to manifest in our life, we can manifest. So in this series of sessions, the next session is going to be on the science of Karma Yoga. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna reveals the sacred science of Karma Yoga, yoga in action, for all of us to experience oneness and manifest the life that we want to manifest. So this is what we are going to learn in this section. So let's all come to the space of listening and sit with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line as we enter into this session. So Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, I am telling you this very ancient science of the ultimate enlightenment, yoga, and being my devotee, my friend, you will understand the supreme mystery of this science. So what is this supreme mystery which Bhagavan Krishna is talking about? So now let us enter into this science as it is revealed by Sri Krishna. Just sit with a complete, open, relaxed being in the space of listening. Let us meditate on Sri Krishna, the greatest enlightened master, Jagat Guru, that has happened on planet Earth. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna reveals in a verse. The verse goes as Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manurikshva Manurikshvakva Vebravit. Bhagavan says, I taught the sun god Vivasvan the imperishable science of yoga, and Vivasvan taught Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn taught to Ikshvaku. Here Bhagavan Sri Krishna is revealing the sacred secret of how he taught the same science of yoga, starting from the sun god, Lord Surya himself, and how the science started to get passed on from generation to generation, from sun god Surya, Bhagavan Shiva Surya, to Manu, from Manu to Ikshvaku, and the entire lineage of enlightened masters and great kings. This science has been revealed and transmitted from generation to generation. The science of enlightenment is eternal or nitya. It is neither new nor old. Yoga is imperishable, as Krishna declares, avyayam. Anything created out of the space of completion stands eternally. 5,000 years ago, Krishna said, I gave this imperishable knowledge to Surya, the sun god, Vivasvan, instructed Manu, the father of mankind, who passed this wisdom on to Ikshvaku. Here Krishna gives the succession, the master-disciple lineage, who preserved this great secret science of yoga, which the same science which is now being taught from Krishna by Krishna to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says the supreme science was taught by me, Imam Vivasvate Yogam, and the supreme science was received through lineage. Evam Parampara Praptam. So the verse related to this is Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu Sakale Nehe Mahata Yogo Nashtah Parantapa. The translation for this verse is, the supreme science was thus received through the chain of master-disciple succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. In the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it was appears to have been lost. This Bhagavan Krishna is telling 5,000 years ago to Arjuna that this science which he taught all the way from time immemorial, which was getting passed on from generation to generation of master-disciple succession, appears to have been lost due to the breaking of the lineage in between. This Bhagavan Krishna is saying in the chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita. So when a disciple is not in the space of completion, not ready to listen, naturally the technique becomes a ritual. So there is only one difference between technique and ritual. When done sincerely, even an ordinary ritual becomes a great meditation technique. When done without any sincerity or understanding, then even a meditation technique becomes a ritual. So it all depends on what context we are carrying when we are doing that act or that a particular technique. If we infuse authenticity and sincerity into that technique brings great results. Even if a simple technique that we are doing brings great results to us. But without sincerity, without the space of completion, even a great meditation technique simply ends up becoming a mere ritual and will not bear any fruits for us. Even a single unenlightened disciple is enough to destroy the whole science. This is in context of what Bhagavan Krishna is saying, how this great science, which was getting passed on from the master-disciple succession, appears to have been lost because in between, due to inauthenticity and lack of the space of completion, in even a few individuals, the whole science can get destroyed. Even a single unenlightened disciple is enough to destroy the whole science. So one who creates a spiritual movement creates it only out of the energy of enriching with enlightenment, from his love and compassion. In the course of time, people who were not enlightened entered this field and corrupted it. So the science was lost. That is why time and again our Upanishads insist upon going to a living master, because a living master is a direct expression of that science of enlightenment in flesh and bones, and he is the only one who can really transmit the science to us. If we only go by the scriptural understandings or the teachings, we may get an initial inspiration or understanding, intellectual understanding, but not the real experience. For the real experience, only a guru, an enlightened master, is required and is necessary to transmit that experience to us. And even the goal of all the scriptures and all the sciences, all the intellectual knowledge is ultimately to make us reach the feet of the Guru, to make us reach the feet of the Master. Once we have reached the feet of the Master, it is only and only his instructions, his Guruvak, his words that matter, and only they guide us towards that real experience of enlightenment. Another verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Sa evayam maya tedya yoga proktah puratanaha bhakte sime sakha cheti rahasyam hota duttamam. That ancient science of enlightenment or entering into eternal bliss is today taught by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. You will certainly understand the supreme mystery of this science. This is Krishna saying this to Arjuna. That today the same science which has been lost, which I taught from the time immemorial to Surya, and from Bhagavan Surya it got passed on to Manu and Ikshvaku, and then through the whole Master disciple succession was preserved for ages and ages, which now seems to have been lost. The same science, the Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, the sacred science, the royal science, I am teaching to you because you are my devotee and my friend, and you will understand the supreme mystery of this science. A disciple of a great master talks about Zen to his followers. An enlightened master comes to him and says, "You yourself have not become enlightened. What right do you have to teach others?" Out of ego, he says, "Don't you know I am the disciple of the great master?" The Zen master laughs and says, "If you wash the cup in which you had tea, will that water have the same taste as tea? Will that water have the same taste as tea?" So if a person is just a successor, it is dangerous. He carries just the book and not the knowledge. Again, going back to the same point, a living enlightened master is necessary for having the experience of enlightenment. Our Vedic masters transmitted the truths through the oral tradition. The disciple sits in Upanishad at the feet of the master. Upanishad means sitting with the master. Upanishad is nothing but a master who gets into a space and lets the disciples sit around and mirrors his neuron activity in their brains. So just by sitting with the master, the Upanishad, the literal meaning of Upanishad is just sitting in the breathing space of an enlightened being. It has the power to induce the mirror neuron effect in our brains and in our chemistry. Because of that, we start manifesting the same state and space as that living master, the living enlightened being. That is a whole science and the way the entire Vedic knowledge has been transmitted from masters to disciples through various generations, this unbroken lineage through the oral tradition. Just sitting with the master orally transmitting this knowledge, orally and through the silence, directly transmitting to the disciples. Here Krishna uses the words Rajasyayo Viduhu, meaning the science is given to kingly saints, to kings and enlightened masters, not just to any saint. Only they can preserve the science as it is. Only a rich man who has seen the outer world, enjoyed the material wealth, can realize its emptiness and enter the inner world. So only a king can enter into enlightenment because he knows there is nothing in the outer space that can fulfill him. That is why this knowledge was given to the kingly saints, to the Raja Sannyasis, who had experienced that fulfillment in the outer world and then entered into the inner world, the spiritual world, by realizing the emptiness, the hollowness of the outer world riches. And it is only these people who can really preserve this science because they are grounded in their experience, having come from the experience of the hollowness of the outer world. They know and they understand the true value of the spiritual knowledge of enlightenment. So that is why they are entrusted with preserving this royal science. So let us now watch a short video. Where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is explaining and taking us to deeper levels of understanding about this royal science. Let's have a look.
वसुदेवसुदं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् तत्रावश्यस्थितान् पार्थ पितॄन् नदपितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सुहींस्तथा. Arjuna sees in the army his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his father-in-law and well-wishers. He sees all his family, his own family, standing there. When he saw everything, he started speaking. The next sloka is beautiful. Sloka. Drishtvevam svajanam Krishna yuyutsum samubhastitam sidanti mama gatrani muganja parisushyati. My dear Krishna, after seeing my friends and relatives present here, the fighting spirit, with the fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body shaking and my mouth drying up. This sloka needs to be understood deeply. After seeing my relatives and friends, I feel I am not able to fight. Vevaduscha sarire me roma harshascha jayate gandivam stiram stehastat tvakchaiva paridahyate. My whole body is trembling. My hair is standing on end. My bow gandiva, the bow, is slipping from my hand and my skin is burning. This chapter is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. We should understand the meaning of this chapter. Vishada means depression. All these things are symbolic. An important message is given to us. Only when you are depressed, you are ready for spirituality. Please be clear. Only when you see the depression in your life, when you see the depression in your life, you are ready for spirituality. Depression of success. Depression of success. Please understand, you will never have depression if you fail. When you fail, what happens to you is not depression. That cannot be called as depression. It is failure. You have hope to stand up. You have hope. You think, if I achieve that, I may become happy. I may become blissful. But the depression of success is the real depression. Even the hope which comes by the desires is lost. For example, if you invested some money in business and you lost your wealth, you always have a hope. You can work again. You think, oh, when I achieve my money back, I will be happy. Don't bother. Let me work. There are so many thousands of self-help books. It's how-to series. If you want to become mad, read these self-help books. Straight way to madness. Whatever you can't practice, just write a book and publish it, it will become a bestseller. Because everybody is having the same struggle. You will be resonating their words. It's how-to books. Somehow you will read some how-to books and you have a hope. You can postpone your depression. But the depression of success, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. Any intelligent man will face this depression of success around the age of 40 to 45. This is the scale to find out whether you are intelligent or not. Please be very clear. If you are around 40 to 45 and you are not depressed, if you don't have the depression of success, please be very clear, there is something seriously wrong in your life. There is something seriously wrong in your life. One person came to me and asked me, Swamiji, on NRI, non-residential India. He came and told me, Swamiji, I came to this country with a big list. A big house with a swimming pool, 2 cars, and a beautiful family, at least $2 million in bank balance, this much of share. All these things I made as a list before coming here. I thought I will take 10 years to achieve all these things. But I achieved the whole thing in 5 years. And you know how Indians work. And really, these guys work hard and save just like Indian habit, saving for generations. He says, in 5 years I made the whole thing, Swamiji. If I tick all the points, now all the points I have covered. Suddenly I realized I achieved what I want to achieve, but I have not achieved what for I want to achieve all these things. I achieved what I want to achieve, but I have not achieved what for I want to achieve all these things. I thought I will be happy, blissful, once I have all these things. This guy must have been fantasizing, seeing some TV program. Lying just in the bank or swimming pool, in that swimming suit, with his wife next to him, with all the bottles and the umbrella in Hawaii Beach. That must have been the scene this guy would have visualized when he was writing this slip. But the poor guy missed one important point. He visualized all outer things, but he forgot he need to have an inner space which can relax. He has visualized everything, including a smiling face, but he forgot something is necessary in your inner space for you to relax like that. Just A beach or a swimming pool or an umbrella or a glass or a chair, easy chair or a swimming suit cannot make you relax. Just that cannot give you relaxation. That cannot make you feel blissful. That cannot give you the whole thing. There is something more. What is called inner space. The inner space, you need to achieve something in the inner space to relax and rest. A man who is just working, running for the outer space without thinking or bothering about the inner space enters into the depression around the age of 40 to 50, 40 to 45. Once you achieve whatever you want to achieve in the outer space and you try to lie down the same way in the beach as you visualized, a beautiful beach, beautiful swimming pool, and your chair, and your umbrella, your wife, your swimming suit, everything is there. But suddenly you realize you are not able to relax. You are not able to relax. I always tell people, if you are sitting in the office and worrying, it is called work. If you are sitting in the home and worrying, it is called homemaking, taking care of the house, household duties. If you are sitting in the beach and worrying, it is called vacation. That's all. But you are worrying in all three places. Be very clear. The man who has not worked to achieve something in the inner space can never have vacation. All your vacation is just change of place, not change of space. You may change your place to worry, that's all. When you are sitting in the house, you are worrying, when I will go to the office, I have so much of work in the office. When you are sitting in the office, you are worrying, when will my vacation come, I wanted to go and lie down and relax. When you are lying in the beach, when you are having a vacation, you already started thinking about going back to the house. I don't know what has happened in the house. I don't know what has happened to my cats. I don't know what has happened to my pet. I don't know what's going on in the house. You already started worrying about the house. Be very clear. If you are sitting in the house and worrying, it is called homework. If you are sitting in the office and worrying, it is called work. If you are sitting in the beach and worrying, it is called vacation. Nothing else. The person who works just for the outer space, outwardly things, suddenly when he achieves everything in the outer world, realizes he is not able to relax. One important thing, by the time you achieve all the outwardly things, your car, house, family, bank balance, the tension or worrying has become a conditioning in you. It has become part of your being. After that, you will never be able to relax. It is like selling your eyes to buy a beautiful painting. You sell your sleep to get a beautiful bed. I have never seen such a size beds like this country. Here what you say as double size is the maximum size in India. And at least as far as I know, such big size beds, but so much of sleeplessness, so much of insomnia. You sell your sleep to buy beds. The other day I saw advertisement, sleep number. Oh God. What all new ideas? I can never understand when somebody says, I'm not getting sleep, Swamiji. Because in India, I never heard of this trouble. I'm born and brought up in a small village in India. It has become district headquarters just now. It was just a taluk. I've never heard the sleeplessness. Actually, in India, carts are made by rope, that by threads they will make the carts. There will not be even a bed. Just a diamond shape, threads will be tied and carts will be made. And cart is a luxury. Please be very clear. Cart is a luxury. But I have never seen people suffering without sleep. I have never seen people suffering without sleep. We sell our sleep to purchase bed. We sell our legs to learn dance. We sell our whole life to buy outwardly things. Till you have the hope, things are okay because you are running behind the hope. Almost it is around the corner. It's just there, you can catch it. As long as you have hope in your life. The moment your hope is fulfilled, you experience something called hopelessness. Please be very clear, if you have not achieved your goals, God has saved you. If God has not answered your prayers, desires, He is compassionate towards you. If you are given whatever you want, immediately you will fall into depression. Be very clear. A small story. One guy goes to again Yama's story. One guy goes to Yamadharma after death. He was sent to some place and there he saw a beautiful garden, beautiful place. And whatever he asks, immediately it is served. All the Devakanyas, Apsaras, they are all serving. Whatever he wants, whatever he asks, in 10 minutes it is there. 1 week it's okay. Everything is beautiful. He was enjoying. He was asking these, that, whatever he can imagine. After 1 week, he feels a little bored. What is this? Everything is there. What can be done? What else to do? All right, let us do something else. Innovate something more and does. After 1 month, really he feels same life. Whatever I ask, immediately they bring. How long you can live the same way? After 3 months, he asked one Apsaras, one Devakanya, one Apsaras, one servant maid, please can you tell the boss, I can go and have a look of hell just for a change. I am bored living in this way. I just wanted to see the hell also. The Apsaras immediately turned and said, where do you think you are? Where do you think you are? Where else you think all your desires will be fulfilled? When all your desires are fulfilled, you will be in hell. Please be very clear. As long as there are some desires, at least you will be running towards it. There is a hope. The moment they are fulfilled, what happens? You face something called depression of success. In one way, It is a great blessing. I tell you, that is why I was telling you. All intelligent people, they face the depression of success around the age of 40 to 45. It is actually God sent. If you are facing it little earlier, you are more intelligent. Be very clear. The depression is God sent ambassador of divine. Unless you experience the depression, unless you start asking, what am I doing? What is going on with my life? What do really I want? What's happening? Unless you ask that question, you will never start living. Only when you ask that question, what is happening? What am I doing? Only when you start asking that question, who am I? What am I doing? Your individual consciousness is awakened. The Pratyagatma Chaitanya Jagrata. In Sanskrit they say, awakening of the individual consciousness happens. The moment the individual consciousness is awakened, you feel, what am I doing? What's the reality of life? The basic questions about the life starts happening to you. You start asking the basic questions. The depression is divine ambassador.
Yes, what a wonderful revelation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism about this notion of depression of success and how getting everything that we want in turn ultimately also leads us to depression. And that state of depression is also a God sent for us to wake up to the reality of what life really is. Because we may achieve everything from the outer world, but that does not bring us what we really need in the inner world, the ultimate relaxation, the completion, which is in fact the real wealth that one must strive for. But unfortunately, none of us do that. We all keep on running behind the outer worldly pleasures. And once we achieve it, we just fall into the deep depression because we have not achieved for what we really wanted that. That's where this whole spiritual knowledge comes in and teaches us how to seek for what is the real wealth in life and how to achieve it, how to achieve that ultimate fulfillment, the inner fulfillment. With that inner fulfillment, even outer fulfillment has some value. Without inner fulfillment, no amount of outer worldly pleasures or gains will make us satisfied. So with this, we come to the end of this session, and we will now be moving to the internalization exercise. For imbibing these truths more and more, So let's have a look at what the internalization exercise is for all of us. So let's recap one of the examples that we saw in the session for us to contemplate on. There was a story. To contemplate on the story for some time and write your clicks and understandings. Now, what is the story? A disciple of a great master talks about Zen to his followers. An enlightened master comes to him and says, "You yourself have not become enlightened. What right do you have to teach others?" So, out of ego, he says, "Don't you know I am the disciple of the great master?" The Zen master laughs and says, "If you wash the cup in which you had tea, will that water have the same taste as tea?" So if a person is just a successor, it is dangerous. He carries just the book and not the knowledge. So this is the story we saw in the session. Now let's enter into the internalization exercise related to this story. So contemplate on the story for some time. And write your clicks and understandings. How do you not repeat the same mistake as the disciple in this story? So these are the various steps that we'll be doing this exercise. First step will be contemplate on the story for some time and write your clicks and understandings from the story. How you cognized and what the clicks that you experienced from the story. Then second step, how do you not repeat the same mistake as the disciple in the story? So relate this story with your own life, how you have made the same mistakes as the disciple in the story, and write down how do you not repeat the same mistake as the disciple. And then third step, share what you wrote with Acharya and make an enriching post on social media, inspiring people to join Paramashivoham. And the link has been given. You can put the same link and share the link with others to also register for Paramashivoham. So the third step is about sharing. Sharing, you can share in the Zoom chat with Acharyas and other participants and also on the social media. Let's start with the first step initially. Let's start the contemplation and also write down your clicks and understandings, followed by how you do not repeat the same mistake as the disciple in the story. All right. So let's continue. Let's start the internalization exercise now. Yes. Hopefully you've all finished the first two steps. Let us now move to the third step. You can all share what all you wrote, what all the clicks you experienced. You can share it in the Zoom chat with us. And you can also head over to the social media and share with all the other people and invite them to Paramashivoham with the link that is also being projected on the screen. You can give them the link for them to register for Paramashivoham Level 2. Yes. Hopefully, you've all shared on the social media and invited people to attend Paramashivoham, and also written down all your clicks and understandings from that story of the disciple of the enlightened master. So let's now move to the next session. The next session is going to be on a very important topic, which is again taken from the Bhagavad Gita. The theme of this topic, this session, is going to be raise yourself by yourself. Whether you are your friend or you are your enemy. So let's come to the space of listening. Sitting with our head, neck, and spine in the straight line. Yes. So let's start from the verse, the Bhagavad Gita verse, which talks about this powerful cognition. The verse goes as Uddharedatmanatmanam Atmanam avasadayet Yatmano bandhuratmaiva Ripura Atmana. You are your own friend. You are your own enemy. Evolve yourself through the self and do not degrade yourself. And again, repeat the translation. You are your own friend. You are your own enemy. Evolve yourself through the self and do not degrade yourself. So this single verse provides the essence of the whole Gita. As per the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he ranks this verse as the topmost verse, which really condenses the essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita. One must raise himself with the help of his own being and not degrade himself. The being is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. You are your own friend and you are your own enemy. If you know the technique of how to lift yourself by yourself, you will become a friend of yourself. When the master leaves the body, enlightened beings reveal the biggest truth with which they lived when they leave the body. Even in the life of Buddha, this happened. Buddha, when he was leaving the body, he revealed, Appo Deepo Bhava, be a light unto yourself. So here also in this verse, raise yourself by yourself. Do not defeat yourself by yourself. Whenever you have a low mood, whenever you deviate, it is you who needs to raise yourself by yourself. That is the essence of this teaching, Bhagavad Gita. It is ultimately unto us, our responsibility to raise ourselves from the low that we are facing in life. It is our responsibility to lift ourselves and to again realign, reintegrate ourselves. Don't justify your weakness based on your perceived weakness. Be a light unto yourself. Don't expect anybody else, somebody else to come and raise you and put you back into the enlightened lifestyle. No, it is you, only you, who can raise yourself by yourself. Don't let yourself down by yourself. You have to put yourself in the enlightened lifestyle and you have to live. Don't let yourself down by yourself. You have to lift yourself again and decide to live. Decide to live the enlightened lifestyle, to align to the enlightened lifestyle. If you have deviated, do not justify that deviation. Do not justify your weakness. Do not justify your depression. Do not justify your anger. Drop all the incompletions and realign, realign, realign. Lift yourself back up. Stand again and decide to live with integrity. That is the message of this verse. Atma, yourself, is your friend. Yourself is your enemy. It is you who needs to decide whether to raise yourself or let yourself down. It is your decision. Simple decision is all that matters here. For the one who has overcome the effects of the identity made of patterns through unclutching, he becomes a friend of himself. But for the one who has failed to overcome the self of patterns, his own self acts like an enemy. So it is our decision to unclutch from the limiting identities and the patterns and realize our real self, live as that real self, as Paramashiva. If we don't, then we are our own enemy. So mastering your inner space through unclutching is not even a luxury. It is basic survival need. Unclutching starts as a small tool, but by doing more and more, it becomes a powerful weapon. After some time, it becomes just atom bomb. Means the moment you remember, it explodes. All the patterns are not only destroyed, they disappear. That is how powerful this technique of unclutching is. Unclutching is capability. It is just the capacity. Unclutching is just a skill, practice. Just by practice, it happens. It is possible. It is simple conscious decision. Again and again and again. When the decision is made, it becomes reality. And as Swamiji says, unclutching, mastering your inner space through unclutching is not even a luxury. It is basic survival need. Because if we don't unclutch, our patterns will take over and we will fall down. In that case, our self becomes an enemy of ourselves. We become our own enemies and we become the agents of our own destruction. So if we don't unclutch, naturally we will fall down. So it is imperative, it is absolutely necessary to master our inner space through completion, through unclutching. And through this technique of unclutching, raising ourselves again and again, and establishing ourselves back into that space, that absolute unclutched space, free from all the patterns. And just by technique, just by practicing this technique, when with a due course of time, in due course of time, we just master this technique and it becomes so easy. Initially, we have to remember, okay, unclutching, unclutching, I am unclutching. But with time, as we practice more and more, it becomes so powerful. Just that one remembrance, it puts us in that space of unclutching, and all the patterns just disappear. So develop the skills of unclutching. It is a skill. Don't worry. It's not siddhi. You can develop it. And by developing the skills of unclutching, you will conquer yourself. If not, you will be the enemy for yourself. So there is no middle ground here. Either you practice unclutching and become your best friend and conquer all your patterns, the lower identities, or you will be taken over by those patterns and you will fall. And then you will be the enemy for yourself, the cause of your own destruction. So either you expand, either you become powerful, either you unclutch and establish yourself in that powerful space of enlightened lifestyle, or you let yourself fall down, sink into depression and the life filled with patterns and powerlessness, and ultimately destruction, self-destruction. So it's simple conscious decision to decide to live and to live the enlightened lifestyle, to lift ourselves again and practice the unclutching and re-establish us into the enlightened lifestyle. There's a story from Raman Maharishi's life when he had the first death experience in Madurai. So that story goes as he, in his own words, Ramana Maharshi describes the happening, the experience. He says, "It was about 6 weeks before I left Madurai for good that a great change in my life took place. It was quite sudden. I was sitting in a room on the first floor of my uncle's house. I seldom had any sickness, and on that day there was nothing wrong with my health. But a sudden, violent fear of death overtook me. There was nothing in my state of health to account for it, and I did not try to account for it or to find out whether there was any reason for the fear. I just felt I'm going to die and began thinking what to do about it. It did not occur to me to consult a doctor or my elders or friends. I felt that I had to solve the problem myself then and there. But with the death of this body, am I dead? Is the body I? It is silent and inert, but I feel the full force of my personality and even the voice of the I within me, apart from it. So I am spirit transcending the body. The body dies, but the spirit that transcends it cannot be touched by death. This means I am the deathless spirit. So this is the realization that Ramana Maharishi had in that death experience, that he is something beyond the body, is that consciousness, the undying spirit, the eternal consciousness, Paramashiva or Brahman, call it by different names, but that consciousness is the truth which he realized in that experience. And as that experience goes, he basically decided to deal with it himself, not justify it, not become powerless, no. Decided to consciously go through it and raise himself. And he did raise himself and realized that he was something beyond his body. So let's now watch a short video where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism describes this aspect of raising yourself by yourself in more detail, and he gives the revelations about this greatest truth from Bhagavad Gita. Let's watch.